sleep, our mind can do almost anything.
I'm pretty sure this is not...
Imagine you're designing a building, right? You consciously plan what you're expecting.
Get over here!
There's no greater setting for a story than the mind. It's a place where anything can happen, and everything has meaning. The abstract nature of the mind offers unlimited creative potential, and no game maximizes this potential more than Psychonauts. Platforming in video games can generally be broken down into two major elements: movement and environment. Good movement should be precise, with weighty momentum. 2D platformers are inherently better at this than 3D ones. You just have more control over your character in a two-dimensional space, and some of that control is lost once you add the Z-axis. Psychonauts tries to solve this issue by indicating where you land with a shadow. And while cool in theory, in practice this doesn't work. For some reason, the opacity on this thing is like 3.14159265359%, which makes it impossible to see, especially on darker surfaces. And as an added fuck you, it disappears whenever you double jump or glide, which often makes platforming a guessing game and doesn't mesh well with this game's floating momentum, awkward combat, and terrible currency system when you buy this $800 doohickey to progress in the late game, where your main source of income is plucking change from the ground. Unless you have the dowsing rod, which costs 50 balloons by the way, where you have to mash a button like this to make money. It sucks. But Psychonauts' gameplay flaws are remedied by the sheer variety and creativity of its environments. Because each level in this game takes place inside someone else's mind, there are no limitations on what ideas they can explore. There's a level where everything's a black velvet painting. There's a level where you're a giant Godzilla-sized child destroying a city of talking fish to liberate it from the evil Ultraman. There's a level where you have to help a man beat Napoleon in a board game, so you have to physically shrink down to move the game pieces, but in order to get the game pieces, you have to shrink down even further to recruit them for your army, and if you look through the window of one of the little board game houses, you can see the exact same guy in Napoleon playing the board game you're currently inside right now! The environments in this game are so distinct from one another that they make each level feel like a fresh new experience. This isn't just a bunch of random ideas haphazardly thrown together. What's truly brilliant about Psychonauts is that each level represents the character it takes place in. On the surface, the characters of Psychonauts are disproportionate cartoon freakazoids who say funny things. But just like onions, they have layers. The most obvious example of this are the memory vaults, which are collectible slideshows of a character's memories. What I love about these vaults is that they're subtle. They don't include any text beyond a title, which lets players focus on the visuals and draw their own conclusions. That subtlety extends to every detail in every mind. Gloria von Guten is a washed-up theater actress with severe mood swings, which is represented by a theater with a stage light you can hit to change the tone of the play between happy and sad. When you enter the mind of Boyd Cooper, an obviously sane man who definitely isn't paranoid, it looks like this. Gravity's all weird, objects will take photos of you when you aren't looking, and don't even get me started on Edgar, who isn't in this mind by the way. That's a separate level. This unique style of video game storytelling is so engaging, it's like analyzing a movie frame, except you're inside the movie. Despite its outdated gameplay, Psychonauts manages to stand the test of time, one of the few stories that truly feels like it could only be told through a video game.